Hi, girlies. Welcome to Book Please Podcast. It's Alina here, and I have my besties with me.
Hi, it's Nata.
Hi guys, it's Amanda.
We are recording here on a football Sunday. So the next time you guys hear this episode, like Sunday will have been gone. But I am loving that. So I'm a football girl, like an NFL girly. Shout out to my dad for getting me here. But some things are going on in our worlds are colliding, and now all my friends are getting into football today because Taylor Swift is at a Chiefs game. I have been following these rumors. Apparently, she's dating Travis Kelce, who's a tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs. And oof.
I was going to say, yeah, he's a beautiful, beautiful man.
Nata, if you don't know who this is, please look up this man.
No idea, but I looked him up. He's not my type, but I could see why girls think he's cute.
I'll tell you what it is. It's not the type, and this is what I always say it is for me too, but it's the swag. It's the confidence. It's how aggressive he is, but he's still a mama's boy. Like, it's all of that I just love about him. And I'm like, finally, Taylor, like these wimpy little boys, like this is a man.
How old is he?
I don't know. Look up how old he is.
Let me look him up because I'm already searching him. Age.
33.
33.
And okay. Taylor's 33.
Perfect.
Literally, okay, so here's what happened. She's on tour. She's killing it, like on this record-breaking Eras tour, on pace to make like an unprecedented $2 billion in just U.S. ticket sales. Mm-hmm. It's impossible. There's a lottery for tickets. Like I couldn't even get into the queue to buy a ticket because that's how crazy it is. So forget it. There is this like craze going on at the concerts. If you're not a Swiftie and you don't know about this, they have these friendship bracelets where everyone, like all the fans get together and they all have these different bracelets and they have like positivity words and like different things about like life, friendship, like some of her song lyrics, like just different things. And it's become part of the culture when you go to the concert to trade bracelets. So you're meeting strangers that become friends and you all take home a little piece of like each other at the concerts. And it's like a beautiful concept. Travis Kelce, daddy, goes to Taylor's. That's what he embodies. That is his energy. Like, goes to her concert. A lot of celebrities. Aaron Rodgers is another football player / Taylor Swift fan who went to a concert. So Travis Kelce goes to the concert, makes a friendship bracelet with his phone number on it.
That's cute.
And is trying to get back to like the creativity, the effort.
Yeah, that is super
cleverness.
Cute. So did he give her the bracelet?
No. So he tries to get backstage, and which I love this move by Taylor, but it's probably just really true. She's like, you know how concerts are, they're exhausting. Like you can't really talk, like you can't, there's a lot going on. So she doesn't let anybody in backstage before the show. So they never meet. So he never gives her the bracelet. Like he's all deflated. Point one for Taylor, keep him on the hook. Like, it's true though. Like it's like a little hard to get moved. Even if it's like a genuine, like, look, like she's about to play this like hours long show, has to like preserve her voice, energy, whatever else she's getting ready for. Doesn't ever meet. And then he and his brother, Jason, who plays for the Philadelphia Eagles, have a little podcast. So they're making a joke on the podcast. And Jason's like, what happened? Like, I heard you tried to go make a move. And then he's like, yeah, I know. But he never got to give it to her. Of course, that went viral. So now it's been like these little things, they're talking and this and that. He had gone in Kansas City where he plays, like to the stadium, and saw her play her concert there. And that's where he plays all his home games. So he like put it out there and was like, all right, it's called Arrowhead Stadium. So he's like, I saw you, play at Arrowhead, and now it's your turn to see me star at Arrowhead. Like open the door to like let her come to a game. And she's there in his suite with his mama.
Wait, right
Oh,
now?
watching the game right now
Oh
as we're
wow.
recording this.
I love.
Wow.
And it's just so, I don't even know, like, it's super early. It's not like, okay, they're like full on dating, but like, what a move by this guy. And he still extended it after that.
What a
Mm-hmm.
story to tell the future kids. This is me manifesting.
I agree.
Honestly, if I was Taylor, I would have made a bracelet for him then in exchange. She
Yes,
probably
I
did.
love that.
Wait for the proposal. All right, I'm gonna put it out there. He's gonna write, "Will you marry me?" on a bracelet,
Oh,
and it'll
that
be
would
like a
be
little.
cute. Do you think Taylor Swift is more popular than Beyonce?
It depends on fans. I feel like,
Yeah, that's like, it's
yeah,
super controversial. I think I wouldn't pit one against the other, I feel
they're
like.
both so different, but
Yes,
yeah.
and love both of them, like
Oh
both
yeah,
queens in their own respect. And now Beyonce's touring too.
Yeah, well, when you said 2 billion in sales, I know that Beyonce always like reaches crazy numbers
does a
like
lot.
that.
Hmm.
She will. And so what's essentially happened is they're switching. So Taylor's doing all the US tours, did all most of her US dates now.
Mhm.
And now she's switching and she's going and doing all her international dates. Beyonce started internationally. So now we're going to get all her headlines now that she's here in the US.
Mm.
So they basically like switched because like the big stadium tours, it's hard to book.
Elena, I just want to say you are a Swiftie. Is that what you guys call
I
your?
am a Swiftie.
You are. I loved Taylor Swift when I was like in high school, and now I
Same.
like think I'm like too old to like still be a fan. But the fact that you are so ride or die, I applaud you.
What
That
were
is like,
some songs in high school that you liked?
oh my God, I liked like the one like I feel like the ones that kind of made her like famous.
You say it, I'll know it. I don't remember what they are.
Feel like I don't want to like I'm tone deaf. I don't want to start singing it.
Oh my gosh.
Well, we tried this before with Hillary Duff.
Hold on. Um,
Because if you
yeah,
say
Okay,
the name,
so
I'll
there's
remember.
like Mine, Speak Now, Sparks Fly, Enchanted,
Older than
Love
that.
Story,
Love
White
Story. I
Horse.
loved Love
White
Story.
Horse. Yes,
These
those
songs. But
times.
listen, I'm telling you, like, she's also, those songs are classic. And to me, like, you can put them on at any time, and my heart is like
Yeah.
fluttering, and nothing will beat them. But a lot of, like, as she's aged, they've evolved too.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And her mother has gotten, her mother has cancer, which is so sad. And she has like this beautiful song that's like relatable to people that are going through that. And she talks about like, and there's like mentions of like pill bottles on the counter and stuff like that. There's this one song she has that always makes me cry called Never Grow Up. But she's talking to a kid, but she's really talking to her younger self.
Mm.
And it's like all the stages of her life. And like she's like telling herself, like, don't be ashamed of like, don't make your mom drop you off at the corner instead of in front, because like these days are numbered, remembering what it sounds like when your little brother gets home or your dad and this and that, like all
Mhm.
these things. These songs always make me emotional, and like the things she goes through I find so relatable. And I think now there's always going to be some cheesy ones that are like, okay, like it sounds a little kiddish and whatever, but a lot of her like really deep, like more mellow songs, those are the ones that I really love. And I know a lot too, just because I am a journalist and I am like the designated, honestly, because I like entertainment news. Anytime there's a Taylor Swift story, they're like, Alina. So I know all the, that's why I know like the record
Mhm.
numbers. I know the Beyonce, I know the, all that kind of stuff because
Mhm.
it's what I do every day
Uh-huh.
and I love it.
Yeah,
But I will say, based off of like what I know, not what I'm reporting on, like these men that she's dated in the past, I am really shipping this because I think Travis is just a breath of fresh air for her.
it
He's
really is.
aggressive. He's a go-getter. He's a real man. Like, go watch your man get dirty on the field. Like, there are some
No
like these
offense to
little
the
tiny skinny boys that she's dating that are so passive, like quiet. Like, I
Has
can't
she
do
been
it.
engaged before or just dated?
No,
Just
nope, just
dated.
dated.
She has a lot of
Mhm.
personality. I mean, what there was just like an award show, and she was singing everyone's song. She was drinking. She was such a vibe, and I was like, wow,
She was a vibe.
she was such a vibe.
Mhm.
That was
Honestly,
the VMAs. She became a meme in every moment of that show.
oh yeah, she's all over the internet. And if you think about it, like we're kind of similar in age to her, so we kind of grew up with her.
A
So
hundred.
when you say her music evolved, I kind of see that. It's kind of like what we went through too. She started singing about. We were like in high school. We felt the same with the songs that were coming out.
She
So
had like the
it makes
best
sense.
breakup
Yes.
stories.
The best.
Yes.
Oh guys, I'm sorry if you date Taylor Swift because if you break up, she's definitely gonna write a song about
Yes, I
A
remember that
hundred.
was like a running joke.
It was.
It was, but it becomes so unfortunate because it's like you have this joke, and then people are like, every time I say it in front of my dad, he's like, "Oh, she dates everybody in the world." I'm like, you know what? No, like this is her art, and she's talking about her experiences. And so a lot of the songs are like, okay, this happened to my friend. Like, I love her song
Mhm.
15,
Okay,
Oh,
which
I
is
liked
about
'15 too.
her best friend Abigail in high school. And she says, like, um, when you're 15, like the biggest thing that you're thinking about is like the boy on the football team. Like there's bigger things in life. Like it's like looking back. And I'm
Mhm.
like, oh, every time I hear these things, I'm like, it's so true
It
and it's
is.
so good and relatable.
It is.
I just love her, but I agree with like I feel like this even related to our book a little bit with like Sam being super passive aggressive,
Mm.
like with Percy, and just like
you
this back
started.
and forth flip. Like sometimes you just need this man, like
Yes,
for me.
knows what
And
he
I
wants.
also,
Mhm.
yes, he's a like it's so childish, and we can get into that. But what I also find sometimes too is like if you're very like soft spoken and nice and this and that, I need some sauce. I need you to be like, and I love it when a man is just like, we're going here at this time, be ready. Like
Very
reservation
assertive.
is booked, things are done, things are taken care of. Like
But
I love
there's
that.
girls that like the opposite. There are girls that like guys like Sam too, though. Because I know girls that are in relationship with guys like that, where the girl is the leader in the relationship, and they prefer that. They prefer,
Oh no,
I feel
I would
like
go
we're
for a
I
guy
could still be a leader, but I would like for my man to be
to be at least.
competent. Like if you're
yeah,
going to be like taking me out, I don't want to be like, okay, I guess I don't care. Like I say this and it's like, I still would go and have the best time
of
ever,
course.
but it's a very attractive thing to
I
me.
love when a guy like knows. I nothing annoys me more than if we're dating. We've been dating for a while. If I we sit down, I go to the bathroom. You should know what I like to drink. Like if you wait till I come back to, I'm like I get the same thing all the time. Like you don't know I like an unsweetened iced tea, or if we're at a steakhouse, obviously I either want like red wine or like a dirty martini. Like I just I even like when a guy orders for me. Like he kind of knows what I would like, orders for the table.
Yes.
So I'm very into that too. Like if I had to do all those things, I feel like I wouldn't be as into the guy because I don't want to wear the pants, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I hear no, but that's just like an attractive gesture. It doesn't mean you can't also be like someone who is strong and a leader, and you can both be partners in your
Yes.
relationship,
Well,
but
yeah.
it feels good because we're all strong women and we're all very independent. So to just have that just even matched energy feels good. And there are little things that like I enjoy that I've had to learn in my relationship, like where my boyfriend will like go and do the dishes and be like, no, stop, like don't touch them, sit down, like just letting me let him do certain things for me. Or like I have told my friends a story before, like I loved like one time when it was pouring rain and he's like, let me know when you get here, and he comes outside with an umbrella. Like
Aw.
that is just such an intimate detail. Like those little things are so attractive
Are.
and so special, that and like the just because flowers and like those, just like those little touches, they mean so much.
Mhm.
I think chivalry's dead, honestly. Like even opening up the car door, like that's so easy and like it should come naturally. Like if we're going on a date, it doesn't have to be every day. If we're going on a date, I expect you to like open my car door. It's
Mhm.
I'll open yours too once you come around, but I
Yeah.
just super sweet. It's little things.
Yeah, I also like it when like my man will do those things for my friends. Or like if we're sitting there and he'll like get us all around, or even if you're not spending money. I don't need like a person to be like shelling out money, but like you hold the door open for my friends. When you see them, you give them a hug and you're like, "Oh, how is this thing in your life?" Because you pay attention and you're invested because you care about your partner.
Mhm.
Mhm. Agreed.
So you aren't into, I'm guessing, Sam's personality in this book.
Like no, he's so
Should
hot
we
and
just get
cold.
into it?
Let's get into it because I could
Yeah.
go on forever. I just want to say, no
Go express yourself, girl.
So we read chapter 7 through 12 for this week in Every Summer After by Carley Fortune. And we're getting a little deeper into the story. I'm annoyed that we still don't know what has happened really between Persephone and Sam that has caused the rift. We're getting closer. Ready, set, go, Amanda.
So my thing with Sam is she literally told you how she felt. She wanted to be with you, like poured her heart out, and then
Yes.
you're gonna say, "Oh, I don't want to ruin our friendship." Oh, I don't. And then she's like, "Okay, we could be friends." She starts dating
Bet.
Mason, and now you want to like say, "Oh, let's make this work." Let's. And she's like, "Are you kidding me? I'm dating someone now." Even though poor Mason, she's not even feeling him. She needs to let this
No.
poor guy go,
Mm-mm.
which
She
she does. Yeah.
she
Yeah.
does.
Yeah. But I feel like for Sam, like appreciate what you have. Like if I'm putting myself out there, meet me halfway, like before it's too late. And I would already be tapped out. Like I'm not gonna wait for you to like want more with me when I already tried this.
I
I
think
just,
he
ugh.
cherished their friendship so much though, and was so scared that,
But
and
he can't see her with anyone.
but probably inexperienced in dating too. I mean, what does he know about loving somebody or expressing his feelings?
He doesn't know, but I just have this belief too that it's like when you care, like when you feel this way about a person, like you are learning with them, whatever, it's fine. Like the person makes you want to do these things. Like to me, that excuse that you're saying, oh, I've never done this before, I've never had a girlfriend. Okay, well, you're going to have a first. Like, don't you want it to be the girl that you're in love with? It's a
Yeah.
cop out to me. I don't like how he's coming at her like, jealous, like these weird comments about other guys. Oh, did you kiss him? Oh, this, that. You know what you're doing, and you're like playing this game. And then you finally get there. And you're like, tell me, who would you rather kiss? Like, what do you want? Like making her like spill it. This girl is fine. And mind you, he should have just made the move or had been the one to do it. She finally lets him know. They have their moment. They have their kiss
Mm.
together. And then it's like he pumps the brakes, goes in reverse. He's like, "Oh, we can't do this right now. I know I want it to be you, but like I'm, not right now."
It's not like he's interested in other girls because even when she introduced Delilah to him, he like totally
I love
disregarded
Delilah. Delilah, I
Delilah.
love Charlie. They're so blunt.
Yeah.
They're very like honest. They poke, which I like. I feel like it's
I
they go after what they want. I love Charlie and Delilah.
I know we still don't
Yeah.
know what happened, but I still feel like Charlie and her,
I don't think
there's
that anymore.
I still
The
do.
more I read, I was like, I feel like I don't think it's that at all. Like I know Charlie like pokes and stuff, but I feel like he loves his brother that he wouldn't do that. So, and he's upset that he gave him stuff for like not, trying to
Pursuing
pursue her
her,
when
yeah.
yeah. So, he tried to like help him out, and I just want to like shake
There
Chandler.
there
Shake
is the
Sammy.
lingering element, like when Sam is like trying to get her into running and this and that. Like Charlie's almost like so easy and just like, well,
Yes.
what if she doesn't want to do that? Like maybe she wants to swim. And then
Mhm.
like, so there is that presence of him there, although I am, like you said, kind of thinking less and less that it's that. But it's not so linear. Like at first I was like, wow, this girl really messed up. Like what did she do to ruin this whole friendship? But now that I see how it started out, I'm almost like maybe this man has been like giving her mixed signals and stuff too. Like you're pushing her into the arms of these other men. Like she's trying her best to move forward. She's trying to date, she's trying to move on. Like it's not so simple in black and white. Like you're and then you get territorial with Mason.
Mm,
Like, come on.
Yeah.
yeah. I honestly cannot stand the flashbacks. I hate hearing about them young because I'm just like, ugh, be together or don't. Like the older parts, I love those scenes like that. I feel like it's
Mhm.
super mature. It's like they end up having sex, So I was just like, well, I mean, at least it's a little more fast paced than when they were younger and taking forever to get this going.
Yeah.
But I want to know so bad. Even when he made a comment when they did at the end, he was like, "You broke my heart," and she's like, "I know," and I'm like, "How? Tell
Yeah.
me how."
Mhm.
What are you thinking? Not that it is.
Oh, I'm thinking she got with Charlie. That's really what I think it is.
I think it's too obvious.
Well, sometimes this
Maybe,
is not a thriller though. This is not a thriller, so it really could be that. I just what else would she have
yeah.
done to break his heart? And if we go back to the beginning, like they were in a relationship, they were together, like he was on her bed studying, like they were spending like these intimate moments together. It had to be another person to break someone's heart. Like what else would it be?
Yeah.
And they didn't talk for over a decade. So that sounds like betrayal to me.
It sounds like either betrayal or like he was back and forth for so long that when it was her turn to like make a decision, she chose her life and like had to move forward and move on with things and be like, you know what, I can't keep playing these games because he's not direct.
And if you hear her talk, she talks as if like what she did in the past was for him. So I'm thinking maybe she broke up with him because maybe he decided he was going to stay there to be close to her instead of going away to college to be a doctor. So I feel like maybe
Mm.
what she did was more for him, and she just hasn't told him yet that that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't think there was like any infidelity, or I think she was trying to put him first, and it broke his heart, but she was thinking about him.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy how Charlie's the complete opposite of him.
I love Charlie.
He seems
He's
like a
like the
fun.
guy.
He seems like the kind of guy you have fun with, but you don't marry and you
Oh
don't end
yeah,
up in a long
100%.
term
Even when like
relationship
they were on
with.
the boat and he was dating that girl, Anita, and they were like messing with her, and I was like, oh God. It's like, stop it.
It's so funny, and he's like, we both think you're hot. Like I'm like, oh my god, it's so
I love
funny.
the banter. Like I'm such a sucker for banter. But of course Sam is like the better op. Like he's the healthy choice if he knew what he wanted.
Right.
Yeah, and it almost makes it toxic, even though he's a great guy. Like this back and forth, like be sure about somebody, take the leap with them. It's not always like, you know, you both know what you want. And it just bothered me that she was so clear as to that's what she wanted, then had to move forward with Mason. Eventually, that's what happened. And it's like you go forward with this guy, and then he's like, oh, what's he like? Oh, you haven't told him about this. You haven't told him about that. Oh, you don't let him read your stuff. Like, just shut up. Like,
Well, yeah.
it could have been you. You just didn't want it. Like, she gave
Right.
it. You had everything, like her mind, her everything, her heart. Like, come on.
And she obviously has a thing for Charlie too, because she keeps eyeing him and like looking at him. So I mean, it could be that. Not that you could totally be right, because she does. I feel like she drops little nuggets about how she's attracted to Charlie,
Mm-hmm.
but I hope it's not that.
Yeah. I mean,
I
that would be
know.
so sad, but I feel like all signs are pointing to that.
They eventually sleep together, and like in the truck, like they had this moment the morning of the funeral, which is crazy. And when we got to the end, like he said to her, I loved you. And she goes, I know. I was like, girl, like give
And
him
it broke
some.
my heart. I know too. Like really, I was
Gosh.
like, uh but yeah. But I ship them for sure. I think they're super cute. But I love Charlie's demeanor.
I knew there was a girlfriend. I called it last episode. I was like, I'm not so sure.
He must have broke up
Taylor.
with her for.
Yeah.
It's very telling that like he didn't let that slip during the three things. I was like, like you're intentionally like avoiding telling her this. It's very like odd and awkward, like, and you can just tell they're fully themselves with each other. Even how she said like she hasn't daydreamed about writing, and like all of a sudden she's back in this world 12 years later and she's like thinking of things that she could write again, and she doesn't watch scary movies, like all these things. It's like you're really yourself with your person. They inspire you, they, all of these things. And like even with him and Taylor, like the dynamic is not the same, even though like this girl's coming back for his mom's funeral and he just slept with
Yeah.
Percy.
Do you guys want to guess endings? Because I feel like she's kind of foreshadowing that Sam's going to get sick when he talks about his dad dying young
Oh,
and his
that's such a
mom
good
being
point.
sick. So I think Sam's going to end up getting sick. She's going to be there for him. And then, I mean, maybe her and Charlie will get close because of this, and then they'll end up together.
No, you don't need another owner and the
He's
wife.
not dating
My
anyone.
heart can't take it.
Yeah, he was like, sit next to me, your family, and he's going to have Taylor. So I was like, red flag.
I don't know.
It can't be a happy ending. If it's a happy ending, I probably won't like it as much, but
That's such a good call out, Amanda. Like, what a good catch. I thought that was sad because he was like, well, I was hoping I had my mom's genes because I was worried about my dad's heart.
Mhm.
And now it's like your mom is, had cancer, right? So it's like she died. That's such good foreshadowing. It never clicked in my head. Like, it just,
I think he's probably sick. Maybe he just doesn't know yet. I don't
mm,
know.
oh
I
no,
haven't even
don't do
thought
this to
that
me.
far. I just need to find out why they didn't
She
talk
goes, I
it
haven't
over
thought
and
that far.
decide. Yeah.
That is so good, Amanda. Oh my God, I can't wait till next week so that we can refer to this moment.
If this happens, I'm writing my own book.
I know it's like we've all taken turns writing these endings. So I guess, what did I guess in the last book? Oh, yeah, that Bridget had an affair with the husband in the last book.
Mm.
For sure, I got that one. That was really good. I'm so proud of you. Oh my goodness. I looked right past it.
I love the foreshadowing. I'm like,
I
oh, here
fell
we
for the
go.
trap.
I'm like half of literally a chapter talking about the sickness. I'm like, it's definitely gonna be Sam. It's gonna be so sad.
Oh no, what if it's just Charlie? Oh no, I don't know. I don't
Charlie's not that.
know.
No offense, Charlie, you're not that important.
Do you think that eventually they're gonna find their way like to each other? Like in the
Yeah, and
end?
then he's gonna get sick, and then she, I think it's literally gonna end with like
Another heartbreak.
another heartbreak. Yeah, and they lost 10 years together.
Not that, let me ask you this. Being a thriller girly, how are you feeling about this book so far?
Oh, it's slow. I like that the chapters are so short. Like what we have to read is so short. 7 through
You said
12 and
chapters are short?
1 through 6. I thought they were like a breeze to get through. Did you?
Oh, I
Not?
I think they were long.
There, it's a breeze to get through, but I think the chapters are longer in the
Yeah,
book.
and not as like
But it's an easy
short.
It's
read.
a
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's an
Yes,
easy
it's
read.
because it's an easy read. Yeah,
It's
for
not my
sure.
favorite love story for sure, but I love
yeah.
that one. I read It Ends With Us. Like absolutely
I was
love
gonna say
that
it's
one.
no, it ends with us. Yeah,
It's
that's.
It
no, it
ends
ends
with
with us.
us. It
I
ends
just feel
with us like
like
can't compare to anything, I swear to God. It's my
yeah, it's
favorite
more
book in the
mature.
world.
I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how mature it is. Like I'm telling you, the flashbacks from the young ages, just like I feel like it's super childish, and I'm like, why do we need a whole chapter on scary movies? I'm watching scary movies. Like, there's so many things I feel like could have been skipped. It's too elaborate.
It's giving ugly love.
No, don't
It's
go that
giving
far
ugly
yet.
love.
I think the throwbacks are too long. I think we need more
Yeah.
present day.
Yes,
Do you think like he broke up with Taylor
for her.
after seeing?
Hmm. I mean, she
Yes.
thinks that, so I think it too. Well, he says the relationship with Taylor was rocky. There were 6 months that they weren't together. So
Yeah.
her being a lawyer kind of convinced him to get back with her. So it wasn't like they were like crazy in love.
It seems like they were both just kind of forcing a fit and going through the motions.
Mhm.
Exactly. So
So,
I don't feel that bad about like them. And if she dated him for 2.5 years, she maybe knew the mother and wanted to be there for the funeral regardless.
Mhm.
I find it, yeah, I agree with that. I would do the same thing.
Oh yeah.
I find it, could you imagine like when you see somebody that you haven't seen for 12 years who was like that person for you, like that love, and you see them and you're like, "Oh my God, they're even more beautiful." Like, oh,
Instant
I would
connection.
die.
And to
Yeah.
come and it's such a sad moment like that, like to be
Mhm.
there for you, that speaks
Yeah.
volumes.
And he didn't know she was coming. Like the whole
Yeah.
thing is just
It's
insane.
because Charlie's so amazing and need to call her and
He
and
he knew. He
yeah,
always knows. I think he's like trying to and like putting on this thing in front of his brother, like, come on, like make a move, do something. Like even when he made that bold move during Truth or Dare, it's like I'm not even mad at it, honestly, if you think about it. Like he's like, well, look, this is what's gonna happen.
yeah.
Like this is how you do it, or somebody else will.
You would think that he'd have like a one-on-one conversation with Sam and be like, Sam, do you
I
like
want to
this
know
girl?
what they were talking about at the pool. I mean, not at the pool, when they were at the lake and she went inside to the bathroom and they were like
Hmm.
arguing about something. I'm like, what is it? So this goes back to not that your point. Like maybe they did do something in the past and Sam's like, can you stop? Like, did you not learn your lesson in the past? Like, stop.
We'll
Yeah,
find
like check
out.
him. Literally, you
I can't
have to check
believe
your brother.
Charlie's not married with kids. He's such a great guy. I'm like, what do you mean
He's not that type of guy. Charlie's living like in a different world. Like
I
he's
was
just
hopeful.
living his life. He's having a fun time. I don't see him as like the settling down type right away, at least. Like he's like, unless he like that one person comes along, I think he's just going to be coasting,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, I like Sam. He's like kind of annoying me because I'm like, okay, this girl broke your heart, but like you were no saint either. Like even though he was a good guy and I think they're great for each other, it drives me nuts like the like 1 foot out or like,
Mhm.
and it's like she even said this, like she made a comment that was like when he was studying and he wasn't like really full on making a move and whatever, and she's like, well, I know what gets to him is like thinking of another person with me. So then she made a joke when he was studying and was like, "Oh, I guess I'll have to find another doctor to teach me." And then it made him like get all handsy with her and like It like drives him crazy, that thought. It shouldn't take that. Like, that's why he's so back and forth with her. Come on.
Yeah.
In
Like,
the future, though, he's a lot better. Like I feel like he moved fairly quick with her. Like when they were,
now,
yeah. So I was like, okay, he grew up. You know, he's a little more
yeah.
assertive, going after what he wants. Broke up with
After the
Taylor.
boat,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
ooh,
Yeah.
So
that
I
was
think he eventually gets his, you know. But I just want to know, like, what could really? Because remember, she tried reaching out after everything that happened. Like, I want to know what happened. They need to let us know because
I
I'm
can't
just
believe we don't now.
right. I'm
Still.
just like, how bad could it be that 10 years you go without talking when you clearly are like soulmates?
This is gonna be a make it or break it for me. Like the reason. If
Yeah.
it's stupid, I'm gonna not like this book.
If Sam doesn't die, I'm not gonna like this book.
Oh
Oh
my
no!
God.
I'm gonna.
Ouch.
No, I
If
do
they end
not
up
want
together,
Team Sam alive. Like,
that's not a good ending. Like if they stay together, grow old, have kids, I'm just like, oh, cool. Like I could have told you
well,
that.
what if Sam gets sick and doesn't die and recovers and they live
Oh,
happily ever after?
That would be a
Okay,
good
what if he
I'd
story.
be
beats
happy
this
with that.
person?
I just need them to go through some like trials and
That is just like looking at you.
I'm like, that is so
I'm very
sad.
morbid, obviously. But I
Yeah,
like it's why I like thrillers. Thrillers are my favorite because
I
you know they're
know.
so sick.
hashtag speechless to bring in
I love
another
Courtney,
Taylor
that's
Swift
like,
song.
she's
She
like, I
has
want
a
happy endings.
song for everything.
Everything.
Hashtag speechless.
Well, we'll find out next week, though. So,
I can't wait.
Yes. We'll read chapters 13 to the end of the book.
mhm.
Finally, we will have our answers. Amanda has some hot takes in here. Let's see if they come true. Guys, make sure you catch up with us and meet us here next Wednesday. We cannot wait to finish.
Amanda, you want to plug in our socials?
Yes. If you are watching, please do not forget to subscribe. Also, we are on TikTok, Instagram, and Threads at Book Please Podcast. And then we're also on X/Twitter at Book Please Pod. Thanks, guys.